Kind of stumbled into it. It was actually my second year of college. I had an RX-7. My old man had an
Ooh, wow.
RX-7. He had
What
a
year?
first gen. So mine was an 86. So first year for FC. My old man had an 84, second to last year for
Ooh.
FB. And I remember growing up in that car and had a real pile of shit first car that my mom bought me. Didn't want it. Didn't have any respect for it. Crashed it in 5 weeks. Went a year without a
Shit,
car.
5 weeks?
5 weeks, bro.
Wow.
So that
Damn, can we talk about that story?
so I was working at In-N-Out at the time, first year of college.
Shit.
And it was a Pontiac Grand Prix, the slightly bigger one. 91, front wheel drive, V6, just a pile of shit. Been beaten up. The guy that had it before didn't take care of it. It was an older guy. He couldn't really maintain it.
Right.
And I had 4 people in the car, stacked. We were going to someplace in San Bruno. Sneath Lane, there's that whole roundabout.
yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Dude, I hit that shit at 60 miles an hour, slammed on the brakes. Brakes said, no way, boom, right into the guardrail. She was done. So from there, my mom was like, well, you didn't respect this one. You got to go out and get your own. I was like, all right, no problem. Left In-N-Out, started working at UPS. Changed from going to school at night to during the day. Working, schooling, the whole shebang. Finally got my car in '05. Second generation RX-7. Bought it from a guy that had it sitting for a long time. Put a new clutch in, changed the suspension, all sorts of shit. Typical car guy stuff.
Yep.
Right.
And that car in general kind of taught me how to work on stuff. I never really played around with things. My earliest memories as a kid, as a car enthusiast, 3 years old, playing with little cars on the carpet, looking at like car magazines and stuff like that. But it was just interesting to look. Didn't really like speed, didn't really like the way my parents drove, didn't understand the way things worked. Then you finally actually have to fix the machine. So you have to understand what it does. And then when you're driving the machine, you got to understand how you can push those limits and what does what.
Right.
So my mechanic at the time, who hated working on RX-7s, brought my car to him a handful of times for things that I couldn't fix myself and couldn't learn how to do. YouTube really wasn't that big back then. The internet forums really weren't that helpful. About the end of '05, beginning of '06, I go in to get one thing, and he's like, hey, don't tell anybody, but we're changing hands. There's going to be an ownership change. There's all these things that are happening. I may not be taking over the business, but I might. Let me get your number and just keep you in the loop just in case.
Yeah.
He called me a couple of weeks later and said, hey, yeah, I'm going to buy the business for my partner. I'm buying him out. He's going up to San Francisco where he's from. We're going to stay in Pacifica. We're going to do this, and this small gas station repair place right off the highway. He called 10 people. I was the only one that showed up. So I got hired on the spot.
Wow.
It's all downhill from there.